You know, with Edgar Wright's departure from this film, let's see if the little film that could can actually make a big splash. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the film Ant-Man. Now, Ant-Man follows former thief Scott Lang. He's trying to turn a new leaf with his life by giving up his old criminal ways and focusing on building a new and honest life for his daughter. But sadly, he gets roped into a new heist scheme thought up by Dr. Hank Pym, who was once an agent working for S.H.I.E.L.D. known as the Ant-Man, who discovered that an old partner and associate actually created a replica suit and replicated his old formula known as the Pym particle. And so he recruits Scott in order to break into said facility, get the suit, steal the suit, and destroy every sort of evidence or any type of information that can lead to replicating the suit once again. And that's what the whole film's about. Now, I'm not going to spend this entire review bitching about how Marvel screwed up by kicking Edgar Wright off the project, and how it was a damn shame that he wasn't able to bring this film that he has worked on for 8 long years to the big screen, because that's already been discussed and talked about in great lengths. But still, it is a bit of a sore spot when watching this movie, thinking to myself, man, could you imagine what he could have done with this film? And he does have a lot of his staples in this film, and I felt like, although the director did a good job kind of bringing it to life, it's just not the same, because it's not Edgar Wright bringing it to life. And with Mr. Wright's departure, this left Marvel in a really tight pinch to get Ant-Man completed so that it could reach its July 2015 release date. So everyone was just wondering, how is the film going to turn out now that Edgar Wright left? Would it be as good? Would it be really bad? Would it be just jumbled? Has Marvel screwed up? Everyone was just speculating about how this movie would turn out. So now the film has finally arrived and has been released, and I went into it with so-so expectations. This could have gone either way. It could have been really good, could have been really bad. I didn't know what to expect. I kept my mind open. And after watching the film, I have to say, for what they had to work with, they did a pretty decent job. First off, let's talk about the man of the hour, Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, played by Paul Rudd. I thought that he pulled off the role quite well, and he was a perfect choice for Scott Lang. He really embodied the character. He handled all the humorous scenes very well, all the drama scenes really well. He could actually pull off being a good action star. And every scene that dealt with the Ant-Man was really well handled as well. The visuals looked really cool. The action scenes were handled very well. And I actually loved how they delved into how he can really communicate with the ants and all the sorts of powers that comes with the suit. That was just really intriguing. I also really liked Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, who really pulled off the mentor role very well, although I personally still believe Hank should have been the main character of this film and not Scott. Like, he could take the helm after Hank got his day in the sun. I mean, he is the original Ant-Man, for Christ's sakes. But this is their vision of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so I guess I'll give them a pass or whatever. But without question, the best character and best actor in this film was Michael Pena. This guy had me cracking up throughout the entire film, and he actually gets a few good action moments in the film as well. He was just a really fun character, and in the back of my mind I was saying, this guy needs to be like the main superhero, man. He was kicking so much ass and he was funny as hell. As I mentioned earlier, the action sequences were very entertaining to watch, most of them being very fast-paced, energetic, delivering as many laughs as they delivered punches, and quite creative. But sadly, this film does suffer from a lot of issues, the biggest one being what I like to call the superhero cliche syndrome. From the story, to their villains, to some of the characters, their relationships, and the dramatic scenes in the film that just felt so forced and shoehorned in. Out of all the Marvel films that have come out for Phase 2, This is the most by-the-numbers superhero film Marvel has done in quite some time. The main villain of the film, played by Corey Stoll, who's a fantastic actor, was so generically evil. I mean, you could just see it coming from a mile away. And his reasonings for becoming evil are just as cliche as the character himself. The reason he turned into a villain was because he was just working to get Hank's acceptance. He just wanted him to treat him like the son he never had, and oh, boo-hoo, woe is me. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And who knows, maybe the main antagonist was a bit more eccentric and interesting in the original script than what he turned out to be in the revised script. But we're never gonna see that. But what hurts the most is that I know that Corey Stoll could have made this character a lot more interesting, a lot more engaging, and hell, even a lot more humorous than what he turned out to be if he was given a little bit more leg room to work with. But with the script that he was given, they just didn't give him anything to work with. Thus, his performance was squandered. And while on the subject of characters with daddy issues, we got Hope Van Dyne, played by Evangeline Lilly, who is without a doubt the weakest female character slash love interest, yes, she turns out to be a love interest for Scott Lang, I've ever seen in a Marvel film. This character was completely wasted. Her potential to be something more than just this stereotypical badass chick who just wants daddy to appreciate her and notice her and make me be a part of the team, dad. I'm like, holy shit, really? This cliche character? And her whole relationship with Scott Lang? Non-existent. They share like 2 sentimental scenes with each other. Not enough to build a strong bond or connection, but just to get like an understanding. It just felt really forced and shoehorned into the film. Much like most of the dramatic scenes throughout the film, which just felt so out of place. And I shit you not, they shoehorned in another villain into this film in the last 25 minutes that was completely out of left field. And hell, my friend even called it. Like, he just whispered to me and said, hey, I bet you they're gonna shoehorn in blah 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 into this film. And sure enough, 5 seconds after he said it, there they were. Wow. It honestly was the most forced element in the entire film that did not need to be in there whatsoever. Honestly, I guess by the end of the day, with what Marvel Studios had to work with in order to complete this film before its deadline, they did the best as humanly possible. But even with some of the fun scenes, fun action, and the good casting of Paul Rudd, this film is just way down with all of its derivative cliches and dull, uninteresting characters and antagonists that it just comes off as a passable film. It's a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay. If you don't see Ant-Man, honestly, no one's gonna really get mad at you for it. It's a decent film, but it's just not as good as it could have been, especially from what we expect from Marvel Studios. But hey, every studio has its fair share of missteps. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film? Did you really enjoy it? Did you get a kick out of it? Or did you find it really boring and derivative and you just didn't care after Edgar Wright left? And let me know, what is your least favorite Marvel film? Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned, I hope to watch and review Trainwreck this weekend, depending on how busy my schedule is. Maybe I can get to it, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I can promise you that next Monday, there'll be a reaction, next Tuesday, an anime review, and of course on Wednesday, a new top 10 list. So until those videos come, guys, if you'd like to see more videos here on the Black Critic Guy channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.